What is up, you beautiful people out there on the internet? It is I, Michael Shockman. Welcome back to the DM Shockman Institute for our, let me count, uh, third episode in the casters subset of classes in the PHB for 5e, this series of ours known as 5e Simplified, or D&D 5e Simplified, that is. This week, we're going to be focusing on the Sorcerer and covering that in as much detail as a simplified version can be. Really quick, just two little reminders. First, please be sure to help out the channel immensely if you so choose by leaving a like and a subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I do also want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel and everyone who's been watching the channel. I really appreciate it. I love you all so much. Thank you for the support, and please, I wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you for the continued support. Secondly, I do want to point out that we are going to be continuing, for those of you who haven't seen some of our earlier episodes, we will be continuing with our screenshot-based format for these videos, for this one as well, where you will be seeing screenshots like right up here, or right up here, for various features and various screenshots of the tables and the different things, just so we can keep things kind of flowing. So that I don't have that happen, let's dive into today's episode on the Sorcerer. Okay, so first off, the first little covering of the summary. The Sorcerer gets a D6 hit die. They get proficiency in a number of weapons, not even categorical weapons, just like things like quarterstaves, daggers, slings, darts, and I think clubs, I believe. I don't think that they get daggers, though I might be wrong on that one. They don't get any armor proficiencies. Their stat proficiencies are that of charisma and of constitution, focusing more on natural hardiness and their ability to produce magic from out of the ether. You'll be able to see the features right here. So go ahead and take a look at that, and we'll be right back. Got it? Good. Okay, so with that being said, they do get a number of different features, including spellcasting and meta magic. Now, we're not going to go into all of the meta magics, because oh my god, there are a lot of them. Suffice to say that meta magic is one of the key features that makes sorcerers unique and not just an off wizard or what have you. Meta magics are ways that they can manipulate the sorcerer can manipulate their raw magic that comes from their bloodline and their lineage in order to modify spells. Things like Quicken Spell, which allows you to use a spell that would normally take an action as a bonus action. Or like Twin Spell, which allows you to, for a number of different sorcery points, allows you to take a spell that normally would only be able to hit one opponent, whether that be a cantrip or what have you, and you can hit two instead, which is kind of cool. Or you can do Empowered Spell, which you can see in the PHB. And there are a bunch of other ones as well as ones that are constantly being added by other supplements and whatnot. The other thing that you can do with that is something called Font of Magic, which you get at first level, which... Haha! We are going to cover the... we're now going to move into the subclasses, the Sorcerer's origins, as it were, of the Sorcerer. First, we're going to be covering, I think, probably the most popular one of the PHP, which is at least in my opinion, which is the Draconic Bloodline, which we'll be covering in the things right up here. So go ahead and enjoy that. We'll be right back. Got it? Good. So the Draconic Sorcerers are just that. They're sorcerers that have a dragon somewhere in their bloodline that allows them to have a number of different features, including at certain levels. At one point they get in reverse order. They get draconic wings that you can use. I think it's at 14th level. You get draconic wings that you can use to gain a fly speed. Unlike some of the other races, some of the race features, unlike the Aarakocra, you can actually get a fly speed, and I think you just have to worry about your clothing not getting destroyed. You can also get access to earlier on in the levels of this particular thing. You get access to Draconic Resilience, which I believe is a resistance to a specific type of elemental damage, uh, having to pertain back to your what kind of dragon you had, whether it be metallic or chromatic or what have you. And you also get at a certain point a natural armor bonus because you start to grow scales and like your skin gets toughened up from that. So definitely recommend this one for somebody who wants to play kind of like a uh, I don't know, maybe an off-brand half dragon or something like that. Maybe just some kind of sorcerer that has the blood of a dragon in them or has the spirit of a dragon and is just kind of cool. So yeah. Next, we're going to go into the second of the two subclasses, which is that of the wild magic, the wild mage, that being the more fey-oriented stuff. So check out right up here and right up here for the screenshots there, and we'll see you in a minute. Got it? Good. Sweet. Okay, so the wild magic is very much a wild magic sorcerer, simply put, is a implement of chaos. Um, uh, Suffice to say that they use wild magic and the magic of the Feywild, not the Feywild, but like chaotic energies and fairy magic supposedly, to be able to do really crazy stuff. Made case in point by the wild surge table, which I didn't include in the screenshots here, but you can check out that on Google. There's a lot of them, and I didn't have time to put them all in here, and didn't want to make it go too long. So check that out. They also get a couple of other things which allow them to kind of bend fate and bend luck, gaining advantage on certain rolls. I would highly recommend a wild magic mage if you just want to have hilarity in your game. Mind you, the hilarity is mostly dependent on the willingness of your DM, of your dungeon master, to be able to work with you on that and implement those hilarious things. Just as a couple of examples of some crazy ass stuff that happens on the wild magic table. You basically roll a dice and you get a certain thing in exchange for doing this, but when you roll on the table, anything can happen pretty much. You can turn into a sheep. You can have a spontaneous lightning bolt come out of your ass and basically do a lightning bolt 60 feet behind you, getting everyone, damaging everyone in a line. Just you can cause somebody to turn to stone just spontaneously. You can randomly heal somebody for a certain amount of damage. It really is just a random bag of tricks, and since it is so random, I highly recommend it if you want to add a bit of zany flavor to your character and your game with the DM's approval, of course. With that out of the way, this is gonna dive. We're now gonna dive into the last section where we covered the summary. The summary for the sorcerer is this, at least in the PHP, is this. Sorcerers, to put it plainly, are like X-Men. I like to think of sorcerers kind of like being the D&D version of the X-Men, and their various mutant counterparts. Like sorcerers, especially beyond the PHP uh, um, options, definitely have a lot in common with like mutants in Marvel comics, and have a lot in common with just these random mages. You can be a sorcerer and be a beefcake and still have magical power. I mean, come on, you see it in literature and in fantasy books and in graphic novels all the time. A beefcake sorcerer who doesn't really have any intelligence or wisdom, but is so magically amped up on power that they just like to sling bolts and kill people. Um, that being said, the sorcerer they're definitely not meant to be a frontline thing for the most part, a frontline combatant. So you kind of have to be careful with them. But hey, if you have something like the wild magic background, it would be awesome because you could just run in there, roll on the table, and you could potentially either heal everybody around you, blow everybody up, or turn everybody into sheep, or maybe croissants. I don't know. Or you could kind of go with what most people that I've played with when they play Sorcerer is the Draconic bloodline, because who doesn't like being from dragons, you know? I would highly recommend this class to anybody. On the difficulty and complexity standpoint, I would probably rate this honestly, if you can get past the spell casting and you can get a handle on the different features, I would probably say this one's a high intermediate to honestly, in kind of a weird turn, a mid to low advanced. It kind of has a higher starting point of kind of complexity, but once you get the handle of it, it's really simple, and you don't have as many spells as like a cleric, druid, or wizard, or anything like that, or even a bard. So highly recommend it. Would recommend. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to do me a favor and follow the links down in the description. You know what they do, you know where they go, you know what to do. Um, Thank you so much. I'm Michael Shockman. I've been your host and commentator. And remember, as always, guys, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it healthy, and we'll see you guys again in the Institute. Bye-bye, guys.